agenda. Five, four, three, two, one, and we're live. This is Ted
Word.
Hicks from Late Night Parents. Ways to follow the show, latenightparents.com. To my left, no, excuse me, to my right, but to your left is Tony D. Knucklehead for life.
Word.
We also have graced once again
Grace.
and the
I'm getting
agent
notification.
chef.
Yeah, I
He
got it.
blessed us again on a Friday. Excuse me, on a Friday, on a Tuesday. And I'll be truthful to you guys. So the Las Vegas Aces and the New York Liberty play on Thursday at 10 p.m. And we usually go live on Thursday nights, but I actually want to watch the game. And I'm just like, yeah, you know what? This is like, I've supported the WNBA, but I said, you know what? Let me really give, the local team that extra support and watching the games and learning the names of the players and everything else like that. So that's the reason why we're live right now. How are you guys doing?
Chilling, man. Chilling. Rich, how you doing?
Doing good, Ted. Doing good, Tony. And thank you once again for this early start. I'm happy to be here. I'm more than happy to be here. This is a real treat for me, as always.
Very soon, it's going to be evening, afternoon parents. Because we're going earlier. But I know everyone has a busy schedule, not named Rich, because we are not retired.
Oh, here we go. You're rubbing it in. I'm just as busy.
We are not living the life of luxury in beautiful New York State.
I love New York.
The hustle and bustle of Nassau County. Tony D down there in Georgia.
Right.
Chris Technician, how you doing? And Sadie, how you doing?
Good. Sadie, how you doing? Thank y'all for coming through.
What's on your guys' minds for tonight? What are you thinking of? What are you're getting into? Are you doing anything for a holiday? What's happening in your worlds?
Go for it, Rich. I'll wait.
Well, yeah, doing the broadcasting bit. I got up and gamed and stuff, and got knocked off after 42 minutes. Didn't let it discourage me. And then broadcast for another hour and a half, doing the Lord of the Rings online game that I do and stuff. So that's good. I'm loving the new box. I keep on saying that. Hey, Chris, and it's just the quality as far as that. It's just like it's one thing when you start broadcasting, you try to fine tune the things and stuff like that. And I think we see it on all the shows that we do and stuff like that we try and make it a little bit better as far as that goes. So it's good getting the cross feeds from other broadcasters and stuff like that. I think that's very important. It's something that you don't usually think about, but it's just like, wow, they're doing that. I can do that and stuff like that. And the big thing that I've been doing over this last weekend was doing the guest stars on here on Twitch. Well, no, we're not on Twitch. We're on StreamYards, but we're on Twitch and YouTube. I had so many alerts for this broadcast. I know when Ted's on, I tell you that, and Tony, I get those alerts. So, but it's all good fun. But I just I being retired, I can still find myself. I'm busy, but I'm a relaxed busy. I'm having fun, and it's just I had my sister-in-law stopped over, the missus's older sister, this afternoon. She's been retired now for a year, and it was good talking with her as far as that goes, and because we worked at the same site. She was in a different capacity that I was in and stuff like that, and some of the folks that we knew that walked the hall, the parquet floor, we would call it. They get this one long hallway. It's a parquet floor. Reminds me of the old Boston Garden there up in Boston there, which I actually saw several Boston Celtic games and Bruin games there back in the day.
Nice. Toby, how you doing?
Toby.
Is everybody popping up? Sadie's in the house. Chris Technician's in the house. Toby's in the house. All right, cool. Appreciate it. For me, What's going on? Went to work. Been going to work, maintaining that. Got Jason for the week, so we chilling. Tried out that new platform I was telling you about, Ted and Rich.
I did the replay. I watched you had a little bit in the replay and stuff. And
I just wanted to see if
the video looked good. And I said, wait a minute, what is he doing here? And then I saw the logo. I said, oh, okay.
They do have a lifetime fee. They also have monthly plans similar to the others. Plan was close to Restreams. 2 platforms for free. I'm good with that. Still no connection to Twitter. And I am noticing these multi-streaming platforms are not going to Twitter like StreamYard or Restream.
I think it's because Twitter's got something going with their API right now. They didn't want it to hook up and stuff, or they can't hook up. So I think
it's been almost 2 years. You know that, right? And I say that because it cut off of Twitter.
Yeah.
So it's been almost 2 years that I'm noticing that. And StreamYard or Restream, that they've been around. Okay, they're connected, cool. But we don't see the comments. That's all good said and done. They still go to Facebook, YouTube, Twitch. They go to LinkedIn. You got to custom RTMP the others. But I'm going to try it out just to check it out, see how it goes. And like I said, new platform. Just want to try something different. Tried to use Vocal yesterday. Wouldn't work.
At all?
Well, I couldn't even, it wouldn't connect to Facebook before, but now it's not even connected to YouTube. For some reason or another, it wouldn't let me connect to YouTube. And I've done previous broadcasts on that. But it's been a few. I'm like, I don't know.
And you were logged on, though?
Yes, I was logged in, yes.
See, I can't even log on anymore. I can't log on. I
was backstage, was trying to set everything up, and I was like, oh, it won't even connect. I said, okay.
Oh, wow.
So then I got the email from the company because I sent them I tried to get on last week and they didn't do it. They sent me an email. I said, I haven't never get my code. They said, you don't have your code? I said, no. I got an email a few days later. Yesterday, it's like, okay, we got you connected on the back end. Cool, appreciate it. They want to set up an interview with me. And I'm like, okay, I can do that.
Okay.
Which, that's cool because I did an interview with the people on Pacocha last week. One of the guys called me. And we talked for about an hour. He was asking about trying to expand the American audience or the American customers. So I gave him a couple of ideas, told him about myself. It was fun. These new companies want to talk to us and they want to see what we can do to help expand their brand or their product, which I don't have a problem with. I just gave them the truth from my aspect.
Right.
How I broadcast and listening to each other helps with that. That's what they need to know. What are we looking for? Yeah, what do we want? What are we looking for? What do we want to do? How are we going to use the platform properly? And I say properly on purpose because we're not coming up here to troll. We're coming up here to broadcast honestly. You got viewers, you got broadcasters. Say we're the broadcasters. What are we looking for? How do we want to get out? And I'm going to throw it out there. Twitter is not connecting. I need to talk to the Twitter folks.
So
these are global companies, correct? These are companies that are
global,
outside the US?
Yes, they're multi-stream. Yes, they're global multi-streaming platforms. This one, I believe, they're out of Asia. I did notice that from the name. I'm not sure which country, and I would like to talk to them. I know Pacocha is out of Japan, I believe.
Okay.
And they're trying to expand out here. So a lot of the platforms that we can use, and even some of the ones that we can make money on, I'm looking at. Anywhere we can go, we can monetize doing what we do. Taking the advice of everybody else. Start looking at ways of making money because we're up here too much. They're right. Let's do it. Other than that, I'm just chilling. Ted, I know you saw the link I put up. Rich, I don't know if you saw it. Former quarterback of the New England Patriots.
Oh yeah, I heard the news. I got the article up right now and stuff.
Ryan Mallett died. I think he drowned. Tripped me out. Yeah. I liked him when he was in Arkansas. He was a good quarterback to me.
Yeah.
He was good in Arkansas. I saw him. I know he didn't do too good with the Patriots, and that's what I saw in college.
I remember he was. I guess he was a backup to Brady and stuff. I don't remember him.
With the Patriots.
I remember him in Arkansas. Arkansas was pretty damn good.
He was good in Arkansas. He really was. He was good.
Yeah. Well, he came from another. What was it? He was somewhere else before that. Before
Penny,
what's going on?
Yeah. So is this? That's but drowning. It's like what the heck? I don't know how I just heard about it as far as the headlines and stuff, and it's like, how do you drown? Especially being.
I don't know.
It's just unless he got hit and unconscious and then went under. That's feasible.
That can happen, yes, but I'm noticing a lot of people are drowning, and that's what's so awkward about it. I haven't heard much about him since he wasn't in the NFL, or at least since his rookie season. You hadn't heard much about him, so it shocked me. He was 35.
Wow.
Yeah, he was young. Yeah, we're gonna say young because all of us older than 35, dog.
Yeah, it's right here. It's Florida around 12:30 p.m. or 2:12 p.m. this afternoon. Wow.
Yes.
Gulf of Mexico. Near a sandbar, struggle to make way back to shore. So that indicates an undertow.
Yes, I did hear undertow, but I don't even know where there would be one in the Gulf of Mexico. The current isn't that strong down there. And I've been to those beaches. That water's kind of...
Well, Ted, you've been there when you've been down to Panama City. That's Gulf down there.
Yes.
Yeah, that's
still water. I've been Panama City. I've been Pensacola. I've been to Gulfport, Mississippi. That's still
okay. He used to play with University of Michigan.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
Oh, wow, that's...
Geez, what's good?
Jeez.
Anything else you got going on, Ted? Anything happening out there?
No. It's really straightforward. I did have a question for you, Tony.
Yes, sir.
I want to throw. I usually do have a question for you. I think every week.
When don't you have a question?
Where is it? Oh, here we go. All right. So we tend to not really do too much politics up here, right?
Right. Oh yeah, I remember this. Yeah.
So Pete Buttigieg, the transportation secretary, warned airlines to finish retrofitting planes to avoid interference from 5G signals.
Mm-hmm.
So this is like right around the corner. This is like he's warning the nation's airlines that Friday flights could be disrupted starting this week because planes lack updated equipment to prevent interference from transmissions from wireless companies. This is an ongoing conversation with Verizon, AT&T, T-Mobile, you name it. And something that I just want to point out here is I think Delta said 190 of their 900 planes aren't equipped with this technology to deal with 5G. Look, Delta Airlines said 190 of more than its 900 planes won't be equipped with updated radio altimeters by the deadline and could face restrictions operating in bad weather. The airline said it would route them carefully to limit disruptions while it works with a supplier to retrofit more planes through the summer. Tony, can you help us out with this?
From what I understand, 5G is not designed to work within 2 miles of an airport. That's the best that I have. They never wanted cell phones to be used while they were in flight, about to take off. Once you was in the plane, most times when you fly, right before they take off, they say turn your phones off because of the mess of the signal. I'm not entirely sure how. That's a whole nother world from what I do. And
so if you don't mind,
yes, what's up, Helmer?
Listen to this.
You could be facing some delays, so be prepared for this. Transportation Secretary Pete Buttigieg warning travelers they could face disruptions ahead of a July 1st deadline. Aircrafts that don't update their equipment by that day will not be cleared to land in certain weather conditions when visibility is low. The updates are to avoid potential interference from 5G wireless signals. July 1st, U.S. wireless companies plan to boost their 5G service to higher power levels.
So this 5G is used for an onboard system to land the aircraft in inclement weather, which my feeling on that, if it gets too inclement, because I've been on some aircraft in some real hairy weather and such. I haven't been on an airplane in over 25 years though, but it's an upgraded system. This short line deadline though, it's telling me where's the pre-planning. They must have had some pre-planning. This isn't just they just thought about upgrading this. And no,
I'm with you on that. No, this is not new.
But
this has been in the works. We didn't know how they were going to do it.
Is this another? Because I'm not a Buttigieg fan because he's done some stunts before that. All of a sudden he pops up in the headlines and stuff like that. As far as what's it all entail? can an aircraft still land and stuff? Okay, he's saying it. What's the experts? He's not. I don't really consider him, even though he's the Secretary of Transportation. He has some experts there, but let's hear from some of his experts.
It's true. It's true. This is something that I know as much as isn't new. We've been hearing stories like this, like when hard deadlines are set like this, Rich.
Yeah,
this has been probably an ongoing conversation for the last, I don't know, 12 months,
easily,
9 months, 12
easily.
months,
So
18 months, but everyone likes to drag their feet.
that's true. I agree with that. Yeah, yes, but it's like, is it going to completely? You're going to be inconvenienced.
Yeah.
Who isn't inconvenienced traveling by air now?
Everyone's inconvenienced. I think I told you guys last week I had went down to Raleigh for a weekend. Got stuck in, what was the name of that airport?
Was it close to Raleigh?
Yeah, it was really close to Raleigh.
So you was out there in Kannapolis?
Mm-mm.
If it wasn't Raleigh or Kannapolis, then you must have been
RDU. I was in RDU.
That's Raleigh Durham.
Right.
Yeah.
That's
about 40 minutes.
For like 11 hours.
In the airport?
In the airport. Buying, $14 12-ounce beers. Just being stuck out there. I don't know. I'm just like, it kind of, number one, there's supposed to be some bad weather coming up.
Right.
Towards the end of this week. So that's one piece of it. Next thing is this stuff with the planes and everything else like that. I don't know. It's just a little. Well,
I'm reading something from Reuters right now, and they say 80% of the planes that are out there for the U.S. are fitted with these this new. It has nothing to do with a passenger having Wi-Fi 5G.
No,
it's an actual aircraft component, and and Reuters is saying 80% of the aircraft are fitted. So okay, 20%. That's going to create 20% of anything dealing with the airline. Yeah, there's going to be an inconvenience. It's not going to be a major inconvenience. So
it'll be a hiccup.
But you got to look at who's painting the story. It's almost okay. This is coming across as going to really, what kind of delay?
Yes. I know most planes, right when you land, people turn their phones on. Everybody turn their phone about 5 minutes a day any daggone way. And I understand
people don't even listen. People don't even listen to that.
They don't. It's going to be okay, y'all. Turn your phone off for a little bit. Jesus, I've been in the 5G plus. I want to say Atlanta has it. I think New York has it. Most major metropolitan cities have it. The major metropolitan ones, and it is fast, ladies and gentlemen.
Mm-hmm.
It is stupid fast. What you got to do when you go to these different cities, you got to reset the tower that your cell phone is getting the signal from. I learned that when I was driving to DC, my phone would be glitching and acting up. And they was like, when the last time you reset the tower? I was like, what are you talking about? What they will tell you to do is like put in airplane mode about 5 or 10 minutes, turn it back on. It'll reset to the closest and the nearest tower. So a lot of times when you're going somewhere, if you don't reset it, you're still trying to pick up a signal from where you were at home. Now that was 18, 20 years ago. What you got right now, reset it to where you're at locally and watch your phone pick up.
Right.
Watch your phone.
Just to be clear on what I got it. Oh shoot, that freaking pop-up came in again. Jeez Louise.
You're going to get them. You're going to get them. Trust me.
I'm going to get it. It just, but they said something that the majority of the aircrafts that aren't fitted are foreign in nature. So, you can paint things with a broad brush and then it makes it look worse than it actually is. And,
yes,
it just said, okay, is this the airliner's fault, or that's the impression it's what you just said on the headlines there, or is it the supplier that's supposed to be supplying this? If you don't have the mechanism, so inclement weather, well, if it's inclement weather, I don't want to be on an airplane to begin with.
Yeah, but it's gonna happen. You already know. Once you pay for it,
exactly. Yeah,
you want to go.
That's what it comes down to. Hey, just one last comment, not for the most part connected to this. The way they're pushing 5G in the homes, and getting rid of hardwired connections. And I tell you, from us using computers for the last 20 years, 20, 30 years, I wouldn't give my hardwired connection up for anything.
No.
You wouldn't give up your hardwired connection, is what you're saying.
I wouldn't.
Really?
And they're pushing.
I wouldn't either. I'm with that.
They push your 5G in your homes, and hey, you can set this up yourself. You can do all this. Now, give me.
They push your Wi-Fi in the homes. If you want to go with the 5G, as far as that, I understand that. I think hardwire is going away because home phones have gone away.
Yeah, true.
Yeah, but
the newest danger is televisions are about to go away to laptops, cell phones, and tablets.
Yeah.
I'm just
go
saying.
away to where?
Everybody's on, like we're on a computer right now. You can watch your TV shows on your computer. You can watch them on your tablets. You can watch
I see what you're saying. Yeah.
So it doesn't even pay to have a TV up in the house unless you just got guests and couples.
That's probably bringing the price down on the 80-inch screen TV down.
They are down. Yeah, they are down.
I'm like, look, whoa! And the missus says, no. But
I think it was 2 years ago. If it wasn't 2, it was 3 years ago. I caught a Samsung 65-inch TV. You ready? No, 65 or 70. But it only had 2 HDMI ports.
Mm-hmm.
It was 4K. It was $600.
Wow.
It was $600. I was like,
because
what?
They're not selling them as much. Pretty much, if you get a house, you're gonna put a TV up. Okay, fine. Okay. You can even put one in the bedroom. But why? You got your laptop now.
Right.
You got your laptop.
The phone. I've watched TV on the phone.
I watch it on everything.
The Spectrum.
When one battery dies, I watch the other one.
Well, look at the TV commercials. The girl, went during the March Madness. You got the big crowd because they don't have the five. Well, they're talking about the 5G with the signal, and then they're all looking over for the ball game and stuff like that. So and sports is pushing that a lot. Look at all the stadiums that are being fitted out with 5G. So people in the stands, they can, they want that clicking going on because that's all data that's that they can utilize.
Yes. We should have got stock in Wi-Fi 20 years ago. That's what we should have done.
It's using that beacon technology when you're in I don't know the last time you've been in a stadium where they will serve it right up for you. Like, hey, I'm located in this part of the stadium. Well, hey, here's what's available over here, for that end-game experience.
Mm-hmm.
What else are they serving up? There was one other discussion topic I was going to mention, but
the one thing with I don't know if I would, if I had a choice, like we had another carrier come in because before that, all we had was Spectrum. Another carrier came in because this area where I'm at, it's one of 5 in the state that got some backing for rural area to have better internet per se. And my sister-in-law, she has it, and it's a screaming speed, and it makes me want to go because I can't remember. It's probably just a tad faster than what I got right now.
Okay.
But I'm under the belief of it's been working good, and all that, and but to go wireless, there's probably only one system out there that I would love to have, but the satellites haven't been directly overhead where I live at, according to the map, and that's the Starlink.
Yeah, that's going to be the new one.
I've done a lot of research on YouTube's on that. It's a little hit and miss. It's gone a little pricey, but you can be out in the middle of the desert, and if there's a satellite up there, you're going to have a screaming speed on that.
We talked about that about a year or two ago, and people were telling me about it. I'm all for it. There's going to be some controversy behind Starlink and even what Elon's doing, but I know people in the rural areas and people in desolate areas need it.
Oh yeah. It's always proven itself already around the world at certain locations and stuff like that. And
it works around the entire globe, no matter what they.
But then again, Tony, Ted, it's any system we have. It's only going to be as good as you use it. You don't get really frustrated, and you don't get the technology that's way over your head. Because sometimes the simplest thing of just getting an app on a phone can really frustrate people.
Glick was good.
Hey, Glick,
Glick.
what's going on? Hey,
Yeah.
just a quick question.
Sure.
Or it may be a statement. The amount of rural locations around just the U.S. We're talking U.S. only that don't have available internet to them.
Yes,
it's insane.
Well, we talked about that before. Remember we were talking about the schools getting the Wi-Fi?
Yes.
And one of the emphases that I had was these schools needed. The rural schools always got a bad rep compared to city schools. We all know this. They've always gotten a bad rep, and a lot of it was due to advanced technology, television, cable, better homes, better services, even phones. Now, if they've got the same internet speed as everybody else, even if they're out on their own, everybody's still in touch with each other instantaneously without much of a delay, without much of a stereotype, in my opinion. And the education aspect of it, online school, and if you can't make it, if it's bad weather and the bus can't get to you, the kids can still be right there doing it. I'm all for that.
Hey, Tony, the rural area up here, they have Wi-Fi on the school buses.
I did see that story. That came out around the pandemic, putting Wi-Fi on the buses and putting the buses in neighborhoods for the kids who are at home schooling, and the bus just running the Wi-Fi. I love it.
Bingo.
I really do love it. I do love it. It makes sense. These kids, the kids need it. Let's get off of the.
I think there are areas. There are areas that probably don't. I've never come across any because up here, upstate New York, wherever you go, I've always got a single. Even go, I always check, and I make it a habit. I don't have my phone always out, but I got something to fiddle around. Okay, what type of Wi-Fi is around here? I always do a check, and it seems like there's always, especially around the stores. Any store you go in now, boom, because when you're pressing on that key, they're getting your data. Because you're inside their store, so they're seeing, they see what you're searching for, and then all of a sudden you get all those commercials for products relating to that.
The airports want you to advertise. Helen, the buses, trams, and trains have Wi-Fi on them there. The tour buses and even some of the long distance bus ride services have Wi-Fi on them as well. I have seen that as well. You got free Wi-Fi in the city center. Yes, certain establishments, certain places have free Wi-Fi, i.e. Starbucks. A bunch of Starbucks folks are people who go there for the free Wi-Fi.
Well, I'm going to have a rebuttal for you, Rich, because it's New York State. It's New York State. Of course, it's going to... And you got to live in New York to kind of know,
to understand. I think you have to have a feel for, because where you're at in Long Island is a lot different than the city, and then it's a lot different than just, even downstate, down around Newburgh and West Point and stuff. That's where my older brother's at. It's a whole big different story up here as far as, and then from here going up to Syracuse is a different story too. So it's a wide range, but yeah, New York State. It can be unique at times.
It can be. It's just like, hey, similar to some of our comments from Helen and from Chris. Our trains, any way that you're commuting, there's free Wi-Fi. It's great to surf, but would I do online banking on that free Wi-Fi? Maybe not. But it's available for you.
Right. Do something with him. Do something with him. Jesus.
I don't know. I'm wondering about that myself, Glick. I just happened to be here, This is like popped in.
Oh, Glick, we're gonna invite you up. We got like maybe one or two more topics.
Wi-Fi said, we can't live. No, we can't live without Wi-Fi right now, and that's the truth. That is the truth. People are using Wi-Fi so they don't have to pay for their data. However, public Wi-Fi is not necessarily the safest. We've covered that on more than one occasion up here.
Yeah, you got to use it sparingly. I do use it, but I'm aware of where there's certain areas that I know that, and I'm not camped out on there and stuff like that. It's like making a phone call and stuff like that.
Yes,
there are people that it just still amazes me to this day that they constantly have their phone in front of their face and stuff like that, as far as that goes. And
That's me. That's me.
well, yeah, that's the culture we live in. You know, I've come to terms with that. It's just like it's just I got some young adult kids that it's the same way. It's constantly in their hand. I'm finding myself here at the house since being retired. I have it in my hand a lot too because I'm always got the Wi-Fi on it as far as for the house here. If I'm working out back or something like that, or I'm outside. But we're connected. We're a connected world, and we're becoming more so each and every year. And as far as that goes, and Lady Helen says, "Glick, I've never been invited yet. Must be meant." No, it's not. I don't know. It's just I feel I thank Ted. This is a real treat for me and stuff like that because I'm not usually on the late nights. I'm the morning guy, I guess. And
he's the morning guy. He's got to get up tomorrow and watch.
But the one thing is that with all the new look at where this internet has come just in the last 5 to 10 years. And we've gone over it, Tony and me many times, as far as just during the pandemic, that big boost. That's why we're all here too, because what else was there to do than to be online and chit chat with people and stuff like that.
Have fun with it. I want to throw this in there. I know I'm supposed to wait a little bit, but I just want to let everybody know I finally finished watching all seasons of Star Trek Discovery, and I'm about to start Strange New Worlds. So I get caught up with you.
So what'd you think of the episode, Ted?
Oh my!
I haven't watched. I haven't watched it.
He hasn't watched season 1 yet.
Yeah. No, but I'm just
season 2, episode 2 was awesome.
Did you?
And the undertones in the episode were also awesome.
Uh-huh.
But the pinnacle point of that whole episode was her end of statement there at the end. That was just like, wow. It just hit me like a ton of bricks. It's like, wow, that's good TV right there.
Chris Technician, I did see that. Marvel got that new show, Secret Invasion. Oh, Jesus. Oh, Jesus.
Tony, you only took on my beard. Hey, gentlemen.
Hey.
Rich, what's going on? Long time no see, man.
No, I've been around. Been here, there, and stuff like that as far as that goes. And
I catch all your replays. Unfortunately, you're live way before I'm up in the morning. So.
You went to bed and made you get up on time.
I don't work until 6:30 in the morning. By the time I get up, I'm getting a replay notification.
Well, no, he comes on around 6 now. Rich doesn't necessarily pop at 5:30.
No, I've been trying right about 5:30 and at least before quarter of now. Like I did my Mixcloud radio broadcast. That's pre-recorded and it's up like 5 minutes after I'm done, but that's usually at about 7:00. That gets posted, something like that.
And I say that because I noticed your times would vary, and I'm
yeah.
That makes total sense. I'm gonna throw a cheap plug out there, ladies and gentlemen. What you're looking at right now is pretty much the forefront of Bell Kings Fantasy Football League, coming soon when the regular season starts. Of course, we could talk sports at any given time, but I've been trying to give these guys a break because the regular season hasn't started. Even though we try to cover XFL, Rich has been keeping up with the USFL and the CFL. I've been slacking. I appreciate Rich for being there during the off season, covering everything. I appreciate Glick for coming through in the regular season. I appreciate Ted for popping up when he's able to, because Ted is a very busy man. Okay, I'm done. Thank you very much.
Mr. Ted, how you doing?
Glick, how you doing, brother?
Thank you for having me, bro. Don't you do a show on Thursday nights?
Thursday nights, but I'm watching something on TV live, and it's on Thursday at 10:00. So, these two gentlemen were so honorable in joining tonight.
Yeah, no, I got the notification. I was doing the Glick show, and it went a little bit longer.
Yeah.
And I was like, oh, I got to end this show so I can go watch my man do his late night parenting. And then, of course, I had to harass you guys a little bit. I didn't expect to get an invite, but thank you.
Oh, please. Invite's always open.
He's been begging to get up here for months. Ted don't love me no more.
I like. Okay, first and foremost, Ted, I admire you a lot, man. I look up to you. That's kind of weird to say, I guess, but to a certain degree.
Well,
So,
right now you're looking up to me.
I really. So I
Pause.
enjoy your show. I enjoy what you do, and I do have fun when I get to come in here.
Pause.
Hey, feelings mutual. Like I said, in the preview world, in the Haps world, when I would see your show, I was just like, that's different. And I just kind of, it was like I would see your show, and then I would also see Helen. Okay. You guys are always welcome.
Yeah.
We're gonna just
Helen's always messing with
Always
us. She
welcome.
keeps us in.
yeah, because then it looks like it's just like a sausage festival or something like that.
Yeah.
I mean, it happens. What are you gonna do?
But yeah, no. When I used to watch Haps, I would watch your show, and I was like, all right, that's cool, that's different.
We're
And-
a breed.
Yeah, no, I like it. It's a man's man type of show.
It's a man show.
Man show.
It's a man
You know, unfortunately, it is, and I hate that it's called a man show because everybody's welcomed and everybody can come and hang out and with us. But it is. It's unfiltered, unhinged, uncensored, just dude talk.
It is. Man talk. Seriously, man talk. I've always said that from day one is man talk.
But that's what I've been enjoying about doing the Glick show. The last couple tonight I did the third episode. I don't have to focus so much on doing like what we do on Nonsensical Nonsense. I can just be on there and just be there. I get to be a little bit more real, a little bit more sincere. The funny comes naturally. Well, not naturally, but organically.
Yes.
But it's more real, as Leggy calls it. She said I need to rename it Glick Therapy and not the Glick Show.
How different is it than okay? So you're for the most part like the facilitator or the moderator of Nonsensical Nonsense. How different is it when you're just rolling for Dolo?
It's in all honesty, that's kind of how I got my start, but there was a lot more fan interaction when I was like on Periscope and even TikTok. I was solo for many years, so then I made the new adjustment to having co-host, which is awesome, and now rolling back into, and I'm only 3 episodes into the Glick show, so some people are still, a lot of people have asked for it. I know Tony really got on me and was really kicking me in the butt and saying, dude, you need to do your solo stuff. And
for a lot of people that miss it. And we all do our own thing and we can all come together. I emphasize that more than anything. We can always do our own thing, but I just love when we all come together. This is what's missed, in my opinion, with a lot of people. Even as we put it out there that we all still see each other, because people are asking about us whether we know it or not. We got to throw it out there more than anything. Leave the door open, carry the conversation, show that we can still vibe and still do this properly.
Well, and I think it's the thing. A lot of people are starting to learn that, oh crap, Chris is coming, or Glick is coming back, and he's doing his solo thing again. So they're still slowly starting to kind of trickle in, and you got the Nonsensical Nonsense fan base that are enjoying, excuse me, the this different version of me, where they in all honesty, they see us on Nonsensical Nonsense and we're just wilding out. I mean, we're just having a good time. We're cracking jokes, and then they see me and I come in with, tonight not so much. It was just kind of a spur of the moment thing. But I come in with topics and stuff that I want to talk about, but I still try to integrate the chat as much as they want to be there. I was actually to end the show, and one of our future guests popped up in the chat box and hit me with the subject that I'm going to bring up tomorrow night, Tony D. And then we just kind of kept rolling with that.
There was no we. It was just you.
No. It was the chat was going in, and of course they got their shots in on me. They were clowning me. So, so it is in this world. It's not what I'm used to being solo. Ted, to answer your question, this is a whole new adventure or venture or experience for me. Actually planning something and not just turning my camera and my mic on and going. I'm actually trying to plan stuff and have stuff ahead of time. So it's a little different. It's challenging, but I'm accepting it. You know, it's fun.
I spoke with my buddy True Armor.
How's he doing? I ain't seen him up in there.
And
Oh yeah, I ain't seen True in a hot minute.
yeah, he had, I don't know, he sprained his ankle or tore a ligament.
Oh wow.
He can turn on his camera and go for about 4 hours straight. And I'm like, how in the world?
Rich, he was going off about a year hard.
I'm just
Like,
looking
like,
a solid hour at that and stuff like that. But
He had an audience. I was
4 hours. It's that's really long. I could probably do a gaming if I was doing a game, but an actual just sit up here and do the chit chat. Well, it depends. If you have a real and this comes back to the chat. If you have an active chat, because I tell you, there's mornings where the chat will just make the show.
Yes.
Just make the broadcast and stuff like that.
Was it yesterday morning? No. It was yesterday. I jumped into your chat, Rich, and it was popping.
Yeah.
For Mondays, usually it's a Friday and stuff like that. But I appreciate just 1 or 2 people in, but you get the people going and flowing, and as far as that goes, and it's just I would listen to that for hours, honestly. As far as what's that, Helen? The chat.
With True Armor, he would go for hours. She loved it.
Okay. Yeah. If you got someone very interested, you don't realize how much time there is and stuff like that.
True would smoke me on politics, and we've had conversations,
discussions, and conversations.
I'm not gonna lie, Ted. I ain't gonna front. I was just watching your crowdsourced episode the other day, and I was like, "Oh my god, I owe Joy an apology." I owe Joy an apology. I was like, oh my God. But I see what everybody was talking about. It's okay. Let me sit back. Let me chill. But we had fun. It was a great conversation. It was me, you, True, Carlinda, Joy, and Bathurst. Monster episode. Monster. Dude, and I'm going to keep saying this. Y'all got to watch some of the stuff we used to do up there. We had some great conversations. Outstanding. Multiple people. Y'all actually had to regulate because I was lit that night. I ain't gonna lie.
Rich, you're here, and I believe Chris is in the chat. Can I do my inaugural dinner report?
You've never
am I even able to say that?
If Chris is in the thing, if you know about the dinner report, it's Chris Tech's thing, okay?
Yes,
he comes to every other broadcast. We all know Chris from Denver, New Mexico, and he comes in on my broadcast and stuff. I'm aware. He reminds me, but I try and beat him to the punch. But you're beating him to the punch right now, and you called it. This is your broadcast, so he's in the audience. He's in the chat. So that's where you would say, "Hey, Chris, you want to give us a dinner report?" And then whoever wants to take part. I incorporated that. That was, and that came out of the chat. So
I got a spoiler alert for you, Rich. I got a spoiler alert for you. You can tell when he's not there because he hasn't said it yet.
Well, that's the thing. Sometimes he gets sidetracked and stuff. He's not in chat and stuff like that. So until somebody, Jeeves might be texting him right now. Hey, get your ass back on Ted's broadcast. So I don't know if he's still there, but we had some outstanding. What was it? Like a taco thing? It was Taco Tuesday, I guess. Soft tacos that were great that the missus made up with a cabbage salad that was really good. So that's my dinner report.
I had some leftovers. Jesus, I see you over there. I had leftover chicken tenders and fries from Wild Wing Cafe. If you ever have a Wild Wing Cafe in your area, I highly recommend the Wild Chef.
Yeah, because we had the dinner report yesterday, Ted, and I cut you off because you didn't get your dinner report in.
Yes.
Or no, you
I was
did.
trying to put it in, but the show went off the air. You were like, you started the music, and I think I was at. You're gonna laugh because I was at the train station. I hadn't even gotten on the train, and I was sitting there typing away. And next thing you know, you were like, "All right, everyone."
Yeah.
You guys must have said Bazinga and everything else, and the next thing you know, boom.
Yeah.
Like we said, last minute Ted.
And there's some people that are in the broadcast. There's a gentleman that's out there in Michigan. It's called Hellraisers or something like that. He's a radio guy that's out in Michigan, and he's a real nice guy. He starts at 7, so I usually, that's why I try and get out off before 7 because I know his broadcast comes in and stuff. I try not to overlap on other people's broadcasts and stuff because I know Jeeves goes there. Chris Technician goes, Lady Cat, and several other people. Tina from Jersey there, which I haven't seen. She's taking care of some real life stuff and stuff like that. But it was good seeing her up Friday and stuff like that. That she used to be on every morning that when I was up. So, and then when you don't see the people in the chat, you say, "Well, what's going on?" and stuff like that. And and you get a little concerned. And then when you do get the cross feeds, Tony, who are you talking to?
I got the other app going in the background trying to get people.
Oh, okay. You're doing the dual thing. Okay.
You got caught. No, I do it all the time. When I broadcast, I used to flip around. I would go like Heckle, then TikTok, then Instagram. I would switch them all up. If I do a 2-hour show, I'm gonna switch them up. I just try to bring people around, man.
I'm just gonna say this. I had chicken Caesar salad, but I cut up a red pepper, a green pepper to add to it.
Nice. I had
it's good eating. That's always good eating. Always good eating. I love it.
And we have Kroger's here. I don't know if you guys have Kroger's in your area.
I know what Kroger's is. I don't have it.
I've heard of it. Yeah, same here.
Kroger's has these like pre-made meals, so everything is in there, and it's from there. It's like from their deli and stuff like that. So,
my man Mark, what's good, Mark?
What's going on, brother? Nikki had bought me street tacos.
Right.
Had like the carnitas and everything was in there. Literally, all I had to do was throw the steak in a pan, cook it up real fast, and it had the taco shells and all the toppings and guacamole, and that's what I had tonight, man. It was actually really good, man. Kroger doesn't play around with their like deli and they got a really good sushi joint, and inside they make their own sushi.
Yes.
And the other thing I like to say about the dinner report, though, it's a Chris Technician thing, but every time we say it, it reminds me so much. It's sort of like bringing something from the past. And we all were on Periscope in one form or the other. I was more of a viewer. Matter of fact, I'm looking at this right now. I bought this primarily because of Periscope. I got pieces of hardware here for the various platforms we're on and whatnot. But they used to, and Glick, I know you were big on the Periscope and stuff. Yeah. What's in your refrigerator?
Rich, what's in your refrigerator?
Yeah.
You know where that started?
Give us the background.
It was on the Glick show.
Oh, what's
the very first "What's in Your Refrigerator" raid was on, and at that time it was called Baby.
I just know that went off, and somebody asked me a couple times, and the few times I did broadcast, I said, I'm not going to go show you."
There was a guy who watched my Periscopes and was in there, and he popped in one night and he said, "I want you to get ready for an influx. We're about to blow it up," and it did. It blew up, and that question was, what was in your refrigerator? And I broadcasted from my garage down in Charleston when I lived down there, and my refrigerator in my garage was full of beer. I had probably 10 different varieties of domestic, imported, or local craft brews. and Pepsi and Mountain Dew, and they're like, "What's in your fridge?" And I was like, "What are you talking about?" And they're like, "Just show us your fridge," and that's what they said. They said this is the first time that we tried this was in here, and it was insane the amount of people that came through. Just various other periscopers who came up with this idea, and they all supported it, and they just brought all their followers, and they just flooded.
Yeah, that's how I look at the dinner report. So you're just verbally saying you're not showing what you had for dinner, but it gives a little piece of what goes on in your world as far as the night before and stuff like that. So,
and I don't know, Mark may remember it. Chris might remember it too, because Mark and Chris are both OGs, friends of mine from Periscope. I've known these guys for years from my Periscope channel. So they might remember that night. I don't know if they do or not, but that was crazy. It was insane. And then just to watch it keep growing and getting bigger and bigger on Periscope, it became its own monster. It was like its own entity that nobody could control. Excuse me.
What's up, Mandy? Oh yeah, everybody coming through. This is what's up.
What's going on, Mandy?
This is what's up. Good. Ted, you got anything else, bro?
Two quick things.
That's right.
Any of you guys watch Roku? Any of you guys
well,
use the Roku service?
you're saying that I'm looking at your blog right now, and I'm like, I've got that's a Roku on here, and I'm going, whoa, that's pretty interesting.
Like Roku
That's
TV or
interesting.
Roku.
Formula E racing. So Roku is finally dipping their feet into live sports.
Oh,
This
wow.
is-
It might
this is
not
Roku.
be.
They need to.
Roku is pretty good. I like Roku.
It is. It
Yeah.
is.
Shout out to Information Man. He's on Roku.
Everybody, all these. I've never seen Roku TV. We've only got one Roku in the house. My son has it in his bed.
Mhm.
But all these streaming sites are getting into this live streaming world and especially, and they're diving into sports.
Yes.
And that's huge. It doesn't matter what sports you get into.
Mandy, how you doing?
Because these streaming channels or apps or whatever, they're taking over the world. I mean, at the end of the day, we all have them. I don't know how many any of you guys still have cable in your house?
Yes.
No, I still have cable out in the living room and stuff, and but I also have a Google TV dongle out there too, which it's similar to Roku. It's got the apps and stuff like that with it. It's just, I think it's just the Roku. Well, you had Google TV, but Roku, I mean, they took away my second line as far as when they went to Spectrum here years back. So the way around that was, okay, get a Roku. So for, I think it was like $25-$30.
Yeah.
Slap it on there, boom. I've got, and I was like, wow, this is good. It's a pleasant experience as far as it goes. The only thing I don't like is that they don't have a true Twitch channel on there like they used to. I don't know why that is. Now on Google, the Google TV, you can get Twitch. I can watch Twitch out in the living room as far as on the big screen, and as far as that goes. But Ted, you've talked about all these other TV entities getting into various segments of sports, like they're trying to they're getting their feet wet.
Yeah,
because I don't know if that's an indication that sports is becoming. Formula One. Who watched Formula One before? Who watched soccer? You find it all over the TV now.
Right.
It's all over Hulu. Well, I mean,
it's the one thing that's drawing eyeballs.
Yep. The coolest thing Hulu did was teaming up with ESPN when they teamed up with Disney, and you get your Disney Plus and you get the premium package, you get Hulu and ESPN, and then Hulu teamed up with ESPN. And now you get a lot of soccer on Hulu, especially right now, this time of year.
Yep.
You get a lot of soccer and college sports on Hulu. Once football rolls around, you get a lot of college games that 10 years ago most of us wouldn't have cared about.
Yeah.
None of us would have thought twice about watching Colorado versus Wyoming.
Nope.
But now
we never had it available to us. Now that it's available, let me check this. It's just like watching. Okay, I can watch Canadian football.
Right.
Oh yeah, exactly. CFL and stuff like that. But
Yeah.
now that we're rolling into the new era of college football with the playoff system and actually having a legitimate playoff system in college football, you're going to find more people are paying attention to these Wyoming versus Colorado or Utah State versus Utah games because they're going to impact these playoffs next year when we roll into the 8-team playoff system that is based off of wins and losses and not a committee voting who gets into the playoffs.
Ted, just to let you know, Takara said, "What's up?" I got her.
Hey, Takara, how you doing?
So yeah, so I mean these streaming networks they're on point. I mean, and they're bringing new viewers, like you said with Roku F1. F1's cool, but have any of you guys ever watched F1? I mean, unless you're just unless it's like the Indy 500 or the Brickyard or something like that.
Right.
Well, the Indy 500 is because of the engines. I don't even think they run an American engine in any one of those rigs now and stuff like that with years past. So it's not. Is it really truly an American race?
In the Indy races, maybe not. I'm thinking NASCAR, so you might be right.
NASCAR, yeah, NASCAR would be more, but even that is, but it's competitive. They're trying to change it up. For as far as NASCAR, when they did that one, they're not doing it anymore. I think after this year, from what I heard. That race that's in the Los Angeles Coliseum is like when they first did that, it's like what in the Coliseum they actually had a NASCAR race. Set up there. It's like wow,
that big? That's my question.
Yeah, it was that big. I mean, NASCAR. Well, NASCAR itself. I mean, it is a huge sport. You know, it is huge in racing. Whether you like it or not, I mean, I grew up watching NASCAR. I've never really been like a super fan or anything like that because at the end of it's like watching baseball. It's incredibly freaking boring, man. Yeah, you watch these guys drive 500 laps in a circle.
Right.
You know,
but Blick, it's got to be incredible to be there for an event.
Yeah, to go to an event, and I've been to a couple NASCAR races. It's awesome.
The noise itself. It's just huge.
I've heard this off the chain from people who have gone and said you will love it. It's excitement. It's a party.
But the race is exciting to see in person, but also the fans in the stadium. It's not like, like say for instance, sorry Philly, but it is what it is. Y'all are terrible fans. You're the worst fan base in the world when it comes to sports. You go to Philadelphia to watch an Eagles game, and you're not there, and you're not an Eagles fan. Your life is in danger.
That's true. That's true.
It's a tough town.
But no matter who your driver is in NASCAR, you go to a NASCAR race, everybody in the stands is having a good time. And that's the thing with baseball. I'm a huge Reds fan. I love the Cincinnati Reds. I've never seen the Reds play in Cincinnati. I've seen them play twice in Cleveland, and both times they just murdered Cleveland. But the fans, even the Cleveland fans, were cool because the game was fun to see in person, but the fans made the game that much more enjoyable because we were all there having a good time together despite who we was rooting for. Trust me, I understand. And I live in Ohio and I understand I'm in the north, but Ohio should have been in the south, let's be honest. We are the Florida of the north. Let's call a spade a spade.
Might be one of the country's northern states ever.
We are the most southern northern state you'll ever find.
No, actually, I want to take that back because there's a lot of rural areas in a lot of northern states, and the south and the north have rural areas. So we got to put the two together. The difference between rural and southern. There is a difference.
Well, we're in the Midwest. I'm in the Midwest, but no, I mean, and I've got buddies of mine who grew up in Detroit and stuff like that. So like the F1, the Formula One. They've had races up there and they've said the same thing. Like they're not fans, but they've gone to the races and they've had fun. They've had a lot of fun. All the pre-race stuff and the race, and then after the race, everything like that. They have a lot of fun, So, they got fans. Same with soccer. I mean, you can't deny soccer. We're Americans. No. Whether you like soccer or not, it's got a fan base, man, and their fans are die hard.
Right. What you got next, Ted?
Last up, I have a polarizing figure that I'm going to put on the screen.
Oh hell!
None other than Kevin. I don't know what his middle initial is. Durant.
Yeah, good basketball player.
People like him. People dislike him. People criticize him.
This guy's doing like crazy. You're right.
He's just heat left and right.
Yeah, he goes from super team to super team. He's a mercenary. He's this. He's that. But the one thing I will say is Kevin Durant has been building basketball courts across the world for the past 7 years.
I didn't know that.
So the story that we're releasing tomorrow is just talks about his impact and his contributions on and off the court. He's built 30 basketball courts.
Oh, nice.
Just playing the game.
Mm-hmm. The game that he loves.
The game that he loves, and he wants to introduce it to others. Mm-hmm. And it all falls under the Durant Family Foundation. Now, like I said, whether you didn't like him when he joined the Golden State Warriors, or he left to join the Nets for a super team, and now he's in Phoenix, that's the one thing that can't be taken away from him, building these courts worldwide and making them available for people who don't have the access to do it. He's out there to help out at-risk youth through educational, athletic, and social programs.
I love
Kevin Durant, on that aspect, I'll give you a golf clap.
Yeah, he's a great player doing great things because he's giving back and stuff like that. The passion that he loves, and he's a good player. You, whether you like him or not, just like LeBron, you can't take. He may be coming down. He's not the same as he was back when it's heyday and stuff, but he's still, we all get old. I know that firsthand, but he's channeling some of his success into so other people can succeed as far as that goes. That they give him that advantage as far as having the basketball court. There may be some great ball players out there that don't have young individuals that don't have that resource and stuff like that. So I don't know what I know he's been in and out. I when it's sports, I just concentrate. Durant, I liked him as a player. He had the shot that would just like watching it is like, how did he do that?
Yes,
and,
totally.
So the other politics and stuff like that, where you like them and stuff like that, is just like you can't. I don't even. He's just a great player, great basketball player. But some of the comments, I think there was one I saw relating to basketball. What's his name? He said if Larry Bird was in the league today, he wouldn't be as great as that. You can't. That's junk.
That is junk.
He played when he played, and he was great. You can't take that away from him. To say, "Oh, you put him in today," that's wishful thinking and stuff like that.
He's putting his money where his mouth is.
It's just a problem. There's a problem when you got to rip someone down.
Yes,
exactly. And it just like you may not agree with them and stuff like that, but just the sport itself, and just like that's why I guess I'm really anti any type of politics that comes through that door that goes onto the court or on the field. It's like, to me, that's the biggest. But people, that's the world we live in, I guess, sometimes and stuff. That because I'm saying that, somebody else. So, well, what about this and that? It's like, well, let's just stick to the straight. Look at the Olympics. How I don't even. The Olympics have gotten. They're supposed to keep all this politics out and stuff like that, and it's just saturated.
It's embedded in there.
The Olympics is politics. Let's be clear. The Olympics is politics.
It really is. And Tony, I mean, you and I have had this conversation just recently. What Saturday night? I think we talked about it again last night. KD is one of those cats that he catches a lot of heat, like you said, Ted. He jumps from team to team. He's a mercenary. He's this, he's that. But you don't hear anything bad about the guy off the field or off the court.
I think that's what they can't stand. When you're too good, when you're too clean, they got to tarnish you.
They got to try and find some stuff. Yeah.
They got to tarnish you. Brown has had one issue his whole career that I've ever heard negative. Yeah. He was speeding.
The guy is taking care of his community. He's giving back. I can't remember. What was it Saturday night? Just recently, Tony and I had this conversation about athletes, and you got these knuckleheads out there that are just doing crazy stuff because they can't, whatever, and they're doing all this nonsense. But the guys who are out there that are even and we brought him up, even Marshawn Lynch, as crazy as he was on the field and with media, the man has legitimately taken care of his community his whole career. He's probably put more money into his community than he made his NFL career, giving back. Yep. But people still want to find the little things to hate on him, and that's not cool, man. That's not cool, especially when you got knuckleheads that are setting all these crazy examples for these young kids coming up thinking, oh, I'm going to be an NBA player. I'm going to play in the NFL. I'm going to be a hockey player, and then I'm going to do all this crazy stuff.
Well, you look at their character. The character, if they got good character, they're going to do good things and stuff like that. And
agreed.
Durant, like I said, I've never heard anything. He comes on the court like you don't want to mess with him and stuff like that. He has that. But the thing, his playing, that's what he's there for, to play the basketball, and then to be able to do something else. And I think all the players have done something. You just don't hear about it. But it's very easy to hear the negative. The negative always is the first thing that's up there and stuff like this. Well, wait a minute. Why don't we just put that aside? Just like, unless the person's really a dirtbag and stuff like that they don't care and all that and stuff like that. But I think in general, the majority of the people, the individuals that do play sports in any sport, that they're trying to strive for something. People that say, well, I don't like sports because they're making millions of dollars and stuff. They've worked for it.
Yeah.
And I think, look at this kid that's coming over from France that was the number one draft choice. I mean, this kid, he's just the way he handles himself. I've seen him, on a couple of interviews and stuff like that. It's like, that's refreshing and stuff like that. Far as compared to
Shaq's the same way. He was literally in our community we built. Yeah. Shaq's been real big and real good.
Yeah, Shaq he's another great player there, but he's doing some great works and stuff like that. And it's not just the basketball players. You look at the the baseball players, the football players, and major teams from major sports that will do things collectively as far as that goes. And that's the extra plus that sports enables these athletes to do.
Right. Well, and like Tony and I were talking when we had this conversation, these cats that are doing all these good things and they and they catch heat for on their antics on the field or whatever. Look at their circle that they have around them. And KD clearly has a good circle around him that is going to be looking out for him, legitimately looking out for him, and making sure he does what's in his best interest. These guys that are acting crazy and acting foolish, you look at their circle and at the end of the day, they're hanger-oners, and they're just there for the money. They're there for the
the money thing. It is a business, so that's the reality. I think it's
Mahomes' little brother.
Yeah,
I mean, this cat just wilding out for no reason. You're a terrible basketball player. You're a terrible athlete. You're the only thing you have. Your only claim to fame is Patrick Mahomes is your big brother.
Yeah,
and you acting a fool, and you killing your brother's reputation because of the way you acting. Whether you like Patrick Mahomes as a sports fan, because I don't personally like the guy, I give credit where credit's due. The man's a monster. You cannot deny his talent.
He is.
I don't like him because of what he does, and he's in the AFC. But his brother's out there just destroying his reputation. No matter what Patrick does, he's got this little brother just acting a dang fool out there doing crazy stuff,
making bad decisions.
Very bad decisions.
Hey, we're gonna get ready to wrap this up. Glick, where can we find you?
You can find myself and Tony D. Mondays, Wednesdays, and Saturdays, 7 p.m. We do have a new start time now. On YouTube and Twitch and on all social media at Nonsensical Nonsense Podcast. And if you're down for the Glick Show, same social media. I do have personal social media. Check me out at Glick_talk. You'll get all the Glick Show and all the nonsensical nonsense that you need there, as well as our other social media. And then Tuesdays or Thursdays, 8 p.m. for the Glick Show, where I'm doing my solo gig.
Cool. Rich Roberts, where can we find you, sir?
My mainstay on all these fine social media networks is Twitter at Fireman Rich. And real quick, Ted, you did have an article there about wrestling. I'm not sure if you're aware of this, but this is according to WBNG Channel 12 News here out of Binghamton here, that there's a bill. If the bill is passed, it would open immediately for not just their company, but other independent wrestling companies striving to expand their current thing here in New York State, because New York State is one of the most heavily regulated states of wrestling, especially for smaller independent. So it's, you don't have just these big guys that are on the TV and stuff like that, but there's, but I did see you had something on wrestling.
Yes, a heck of a lot of independent tours and outlets that are out there.
Yeah,
that are that are not run by Vince McMahon or run by these larger conglomerates.
And that goes back to what we're talking. There's people that want to watch that, so it's a traveling show, so to speak. But no, Ted, I appreciate you inviting me up and stuff. It's always a pleasure. I really get a charge out of it, especially talking to these two knuckleheads here. So.
We're knuckleheads, Tony D. Knuckleheads for life.
We're all knuckleheads.
Oh, my goodness. Before we get to you, Tony D, we want to thank Mandy L. Jeeves. We want to thank Lady. Also Stephen Pena, Sadie, and there's a person in the chat called Nonsense Podcast.
Clown. Don't listen to Nonsensical Nonsense Podcast, whatever you do.
Hey, we do want to shout out JoJo, who does various different live streams and audio casts during the week. He really focuses on MMA, combat sports, all the above.
I love it when he talks about it too.
He's
I can't
really good.
It's great when he talks about it.
He does an amazing.
I really enjoy him.
Yeah, like I'm with you, Fireman. I don't watch UFC anymore. I don't watch MMA, but I love what Joe does.
You get the feeling of what's going on in that sport when he talks about it.
He really dumps it down for and not even a casual fan, but
yes,
for guys who I used to love the UFC, but I just it's so hard to watch now. There's too much going on, but JoJo does an amazing job.
He does. Shout out to our also our other brother Brian TX.
Oh yeah,
whatever.
Come on.
Sorry.
Jesus.
Bad guy.
Oh, Brian, we love you, man. Tony D. Where can we find you, sir? If we've already checked TonyD.original on your link tree.
I don't know why I do this anymore. Shout out to Chris Technician as well. He was in the chat. Biggest to everybody for coming through. I appreciate it, definitely. I'm Where do I start? You can find me on TikTok, TONYTON19723. You can find me on Twitter, TONYTON19723. You can find me on Rumble, Instagram, and Twitch, TONYTON72. You can also find me on Coach, chilling out over there, my folks over there. Shout out to my Coach folks checking me out. Got introduced to that by my homegirl, Takara. She put me on. I have no regrets. Big ups to everybody in the chat. Big ups to everybody checking me out. I probably will be streaming on Thursday. I've been working on a couple of YouTube shorts, taking you all's advice. Just find a news article, do your little 5-10 minutes about it, which I have done. So definitely look for me on YouTube as well. TONYD7444, the random multi-broadcaster. That's DA, not THE, because I am ghetto. Damn it. Anyway, I will be around. You can find me on Nonsensical Nonsense, my man Glick over there. You can find me here at Late Night Parents, my man Ted Ways to find the show. LateNightParents.com. You can find my man, Fine Man Rich in the mornings on Twitch. He does his morning broadcast and morning coffee. Just give you a little news, give you a little weather, give you a little thought for the day, and carry a little conversation. He used to take his time. Now he's taking more than just his time because he's got time to take and he ain't got to rush. Yeah, I said it. Bill King's Fantasy Football should be coming soon. I still got to work a few things out, I know. Rest in peace to Ryan Mallett. I did see that story today. That tripped me out. Julian Sands. I don't like that story that I saw. Check your news. Rest in peace to the people we lost in that submersible that was going down there to look at the Titanic. I'm not talking no conspiracy theories. We lost their lives. They got people in pain. Y'all stop being negative on the internet because y'all dirty. I've seen a couple of the memes. Y'all dirty. Y'all got no respect for nothing, nobody, even when they die. Damn.
Yeah,
you know what I'm saying?
Memes are hilarious, Tony.
You laugh. Other than that, you all will see me around. I'm notorious for trying to do music broadcasts. I'm trying to work on my news, sports, and music. Trying to find a way to play music without getting booted. And yes, I am also on Flutin, Flutin. I'm working on that platform right now. Trying to expand, checking out what's out there, trying to see what's going to be the best, and just getting myself out there, man. Appreciate you, Ted. Thank you.
2 final shout outs.
I forgot. Sunday Night Smoke podcast on Sunday.
Sunday Night Smoke podcast. There you go.
Well, he been on vacation, threw me out the loop. I didn't do it last week.
Yeah, you see. And I also want to give another shout out to Rick Costa and Carmen, who do a fantastic show.
Yep.
On
your show.
All about the joy.
All about the joy.
Ted, if I may, before you wrap the show up,
go.
On the Glick show, at the beginning of the show, one of the first things I do after I do my introduction, I shout out other podcasts, let people know where they can find everybody at. If you guys want to reach out to us, let me know any podcasts you're listening to, who you like, what you're feeling. Let me know so I can shout them out. I'm starting a new thing. Kind of messed up Saturday night, but but I want to. I'm creating. I'm going to take it upon myself to start a community where we're all looking out for each other and shouting out each other on a regular basis. So on the Glick show, the very first thing I do after the introduction is shout out podcasts, guys who are men or women who are doing something, who are creating podcasts. So if you know of anybody, if you like anybody, let me know so that I can shout them out. Tonight I shouted out, of course, all of us. Rich, I apologize. And I know that I totally forgot about you, man. And I apologize. And I knew that I was going to forget.
No worries, Glick. That's fine.
I knew I was going to forget about a couple people, but let me know their YouTube's, Instagram, Spotify, wherever they're at, so that I can shout them out and let people know where to find them. I'm going to take
we become stronger by doing this, though. That's the thing, as a community, as a broadcasting community and stuff like that. Which
I'm going to take that on myself to grow that community where we're all looking out for one another. You guys do a fantastic job shouting out everybody, but I want to make it a mainstay. I want to make it a staple of every broadcast that we do, starting with mine. I lead by example and let everybody know where they can find all these other amazing content creators.
Yeah.
So feel free to reach out to Nonsensical Nonsense and let me know.
Information Man is in the building. What's good, bro?
Man, what's going on?
Information Man, you are joining. You're pulling. You're pulling a stunt I usually pull. on Fireman Richard show. When I show up in the last 30 seconds of the show, whatever you're doing, information man, I'll give you a call. I'll give you a call and see how you're doing. I know we text from time to time, but I definitely do owe you a call to check in with you.
It's good seeing you, man. I checked your broadcast out the other night. Information, man. You're doing it big as always, man. Much respect for real.
Rich, I know we have the holiday coming up July 4th. Are you going live in the AM?
What was that again? Now you got a little.
I said I know we have the holiday coming up July 4th. I know some
That's on a
live
Tuesday.
streams will be on air due to the holiday. Are you still planning to keep your Wednesday and Friday?
Oh, Monday, Wednesday, Friday. Yeah, Tuesday. I probably will. I don't know. It depends on what we're doing here and stuff like that. But I'm available whenever. You know, I don't really, like I said, I'm keeping busy, but I'm flexible and stuff like that. To where the holiday coming up to me, it's just I'm on one big holiday anyway. So.
Rich lives on a good day. Yeah.
Now, 4th of July is like Memorial Day and Labor Day and stuff. There's summer holidays to where you just kick back. You have a good time, and if I'm hanging around, I don't usually. That's a Tuesday though. So.
Oh, okay. So you usually just do audio.
Yeah, you know.
Okay. Yeah, I might. Yeah, I still do something. You know, just like you know, as far as I may not be the Mix Club, but it may be the podcast because I do my Fireman Rich audio podcast on Tuesdays and Thursdays over there on Spotify for podcasters, which is used to be Anchor, and but it's I love doing the audio. The audio is
audio is king, buddy.
Yeah, it is king. I do believe that and
audio
stuff.
Is king.
And what you're doing with your broadcast here on Late Night Parenting to move that over to use Spreaker and stuff like that, I think that's great. And there's some things I could talk about another hour on audio concerning podcatchers and all that and stuff like that. But it's just
right there with you, Rich.
Well, you're on Spotify too with the nonsensical nonsense, and it's a good place to be as broadcasters to, you know, you get a lot of the live streaming broadcasters don't know about the audio. They can repurpose it, and it's an extra place to place your show.
Badger Mates, what's going on? Badgers, how you doing?
Badgers.
You know, the community of podcasters, believe it or not, Twitter is another hotspot. I mean, the podcasters on Twitter, they and I you know, when we started the show 2 years ago, I couldn't believe how many people got behind and supported us. I mean, there is a community there that the legit broadcasters, the legit content creators, they will support everybody to no end. I mean, it's crazy the support that you get from other broadcasters. It's really cool. And you know, people who have never listened to your show one time will support your show like crazy. But yeah, there's definitely a healthy community out there, and Spotify is awesome. Spotify is doing big things for us quote unquote. And this isn't no shade in any way, shape, or form, but us quote unquote small guys.
Yeah,
you know, Spotify is really looking out for us, which is awesome. You know,
the last podcast I want to shout out is the Brooklyn Buzz podcast with Jack Manuel and Nick Fay. I always listen to it. They talk Brooklyn Nets and Brooklyn Nets only.
Yep.
He froze.
Did we lose him?
Ted froze up.
He froze. He might be back, but he froze.
Give him a minute.
Let me shout out Jeeves, Mr. Twix over there on Twitch, MR_TWIXXZ. He does his thing on Twix every now and then. Shout out to Helen, Lady 01, Helen on the radio. Follow Helen's mixtape on 365radio.co. She pops it on Twitter. Follow her on Twitter. She will show you when the show comes. What's up?
Leggy's information.
Yeah, that's what I was just doing right there. Lady 01, Helen on the radio. You'll see up there. She comes on Thursday afternoons. I think it's 4:00 Eastern Daylight Time for us because she's over in the UK.
Yeah, send me her information because I
just told it to you. Why I still gotta send it? I just told it to you.
send it to me because I'm gonna forget. I'm gonna be honest with you, but I shouted her out tonight when I was doing my shout outs.
There he is. He's back. He's back.
It got a little wonky, but I was shouting out the Brooklyn Buzz podcast. Yeah, I think we're out. I lost my internet connection.
You've been glitching. I know you good, bro.
I've been glitching tonight.
Clicking, Ted. You clicking, man.
Information Man Show everywhere. Badger Mix on Twitch. Check her out. Follow all of us. All of us follow each other. Damn it, we supposed to be having numbers. We ain't giving them to each other. We ain't supporting each other. We're gonna get it. We're gonna make ourselves grow. Holla at us.
Later, guys.
Good or be good at.